Why does God do what he does? Find out in this episode of 5 Minutes Closer. I'm Vaughn Weatherford, and this is 5 Minutes Closer. For the next 5 minutes, let's explore some biblical truths and apply them to your life. No podcast, including this one, can transform your life or give you what you really need. Only Jesus can do that. You can find out why in what I've called the first five episodes of 5 Minutes Closer. Each following episode explores scriptural truths that, if you follow them, will bring you 5 minutes closer to the person God created you to be. Let's see if we can get you 5 minutes closer. Knowing what God has done is important, but knowing why God does what he does is even more important. One of the mysteries of the Old Testament is the parting of the Red Sea. It became a foundational event for the nation of Israel, and understanding why is not just important for Old Testament history, but for today. The reason God parted the Red Sea is the same reason he blesses us. God blesses us so that we will know that he is God. The people of Israel faced an impossible situation. With mountains on either side and the Egyptian army approaching from the rear, they had no choice but to go forward. Unfortunately, forward meant going into the middle of the Red Sea. Then God did what only God can do. He parted the waters of the sea, allowing the nation of Israel to cross on dry land. When the Egyptian army tried to follow, the soldiers learned they should have listened better during their swim lessons. As the people of Israel stand on the other side of the Red Sea and realize that God has delivered them from an impossible situation, they do what every believer should do every day. They give thanks. It's recorded in Exodus chapter 14, verse 31. Israel saw the great power that the Lord had used against the Egyptians, so the people feared the Lord, and they believed in the Lord and in his servant Moses. Sometimes we don't see how God is at work right in front of us. I stayed in a home in Southern California for a couple of days. It was a lovely home in a beautiful neighborhood, but on the third day we were there, I walked outside and there was a mountain. They had a perfect view of the San Gabriel mountain range right from their backyard, which we couldn't see for the first couple of days because of the smog. I stood on their back porch and looked at this incredible view. When the people who owned the house came out and asked me, "What are you looking at?" I told them I was looking at the mountain. They shrugged and went on, and I realized that even without the LA smog, they didn't see the mountain. They saw it, but they'd seen it so many times it didn't register anymore. Don't let that happen with God's blessings. God is working in and around your life all the time. For some of us, we've been so blessed we don't notice it anymore. It's the mountain in our backyard, sometimes obscured by the fog of life, sometimes simply unseen by our indifference. God's handiwork is still there. We just don't see it. The cure? Thankfulness. Take some time to look around, survey your life, and see all the ways God is working. Make thankfulness a constant practice in your life, or as Paul put it in 1 Thessalonians 5:18, give thanks in all circumstances, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you. The plagues and the parting of the sea were great things to experience, but the most significant moment of truth, the point of this whole series of events, was for the people to fear the Lord and put their trust in him. The transformation of the nation of Israel was the real miracle. The waters of the Red Sea would return to normal. The frogs would hop back into the Nile. But people worshiping God, that changed everything. Never forget the power of giving thanks. Take time to remember what God has done. Watch for what God is doing and give thanks, because now you're 5 minutes closer. My prayer is that these 5 minutes have challenged you, inspired you, and caused you to consider applying God's message for your life from his word. To find out more, visit our website at 5minutescloser.com. Join me next time to see if we can get you 5 minutes closer.